Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 10 of our 21-day journey together. My name is Mickey. I'm coming to you from Columbia, Maryland. I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga for 5 years now, and I'm so excited to have you all here with us today to meditate and to hopefully have a joyous, peaceful experience. And we're so happy that you're here. As a reminder, before we get today's program started, if we could get the slide up. So if you're familiar with foot soaking, we've been doing it since Thursday of this program, so a couple of days back. So if you're familiar, please get your foot soak set up ready so we can meditate together. If this is your first day and you're not familiar with this clearing technique, it's pretty simple. You just have to fill a dish pan with lukewarm water, put some salt into it, and get some rinse water and a towel on the side to wash your feet afterwards. And this will all be talked through and kind of guided with the meditation. So if you're new, don't worry, it'll still be pretty clear, and we hope to get that ready soon. So if you are new tonight and would like a review of anything that's been covered in previous sessions, there is a website with recordings of previous days that you can access, and we'll give you a little bit of an idea of how to do that later on in today's program. Also, at the end of today's program, if you're interested in getting a more personal experience in terms of answering your questions about Sahaja Yoga or your meditation experience, you can join a breakout room that we will help guide you to at the end of the program, so please stay tuned for that. Also, there is a new mentor program that we have set up. This is, again, a way for you to kind of get familiar with your meditative experience and with Sahaja Yoga, and to help answer any clarifications you might have about this meditation technique. It signs you up one-on-one with a Sahaja Yoga teacher that will kind of guide you through your journey. And if you're interested in that, please feel free to sign up. There will be a sign-up sheet or a link to do that in the Zoom chat. Also, there have been some questions regarding this in previous days of this 21-day program. After the 21 days are completed, we will have a 2-week break, after which we will resume with 3 times a week of this same kind of meditative experience and collective meditation together, where we'll go deeper into our meditative state. And these will be on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So please stay tuned for that, and we look forward to seeing you there in the future as well. So just as a recap, yesterday we worked on clearing our left channel with a candle treatment. In general, this week is going to begin to focus on the individual chakras or energy centers in our subtle system. So we'll go at each of them one by one per day. And today is focused on the void chakra, which has to do with our guru principle. So the topic of today's meditation program is I am my own teacher. And the meditations will be wonderful. And we are so lucky to have 2 presenters today who will guide us through 2 meditations. There's a video of Shri Mataji, our founder, and some music to go along with meditation. And of course, at the end, a Q&A session that we hope to relay your questions in that way and kind of answer anything that you want to clarify. So, lastly, as a reminder, Sahaja Yoga is always free because you can't pay for your own inner peace and well-being. And so with that, I am delighted to bring our presenters and musician for this evening, Harry, Linda, and Kalyan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So if each of you could go around the room, so to speak, and introduce yourself and kind of give a little bit of what you do outside of practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation. Linda, do you want to start?
Sure. I have had a long career in the field of adult education, English as a second language, and teacher training, and have been practicing Sahaja Yoga for quite a long time. And I'm extremely happy to be part of this program, which I think has already we're hearing it's transformative for so many of you who are attending, and we're so happy to hear that.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Mary from the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I live and work here, have done for many years, and I'm looking forward to tonight. This is one of my favorite subjects to talk about, and I'll enjoy having a foot soak with everybody.
Wonderful.
Everyone, my name is Kalyan. I live in the Hartford, Connecticut area. I'm going to be playing the violin, some Indian classical music. I'm going to be playing a rag for this area, the void. It's called Rag Malcounts. It's a very hard rag to play, but I'm going to just try tonight. Hopefully it'll help all of us. Thank you.
Wonderful. We're also very excited. And with that, I'll send it over to Carrie for our first guided meditation.
Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be talking about the void tonight. And we're going to take a look at, well, first, let's make sure we have our foot soak. And if you haven't foot soaked yet, please do get your supplies for foot soaking. Because we're going to continue to do that throughout the program. We're going to have the foot soak ready for our first meditation. So the void is, let's take a look at the slide, and we're going to see the diagram of where it is in our subtle system. So it's this green area that's around the third center. And if you look at this diagram, you'll see that there's some dotted lines, some dashed lines that move through the center from the second chakra, moves through the third chakra, and then ends up at the heart, at the fourth chakra. So when we're talking about the void, we often refer to it as the ocean of illusion. And if you can imagine a body of water and you can't see the bottom and you don't know how to swim, how do you get across? You would need a boat. So we think of this as the area of our guru principle or the teacher-disciple relationship. So the teacher is the boat. So you need that guide to bring you across that murky area and keep you in the center, neither going to extreme on the left side or the right side. And if we look at our hand, the diagram of the hand, if we feel this area that's right around the center of the palm, so it's not right in the center of the palm, but if you feel that area around, it's like a ring. And if we feel heaviness, tingling, or heat in a circle right around the center of our palm, that would be this void area. When the area is enlightened with our kundalini, it gives us these innate qualities of religiousness or righteousness, patience, decisiveness, and self-discipline. So you are the teacher or the master, but you are also the disciple. And the word discipline comes from the word disciple. So when we have that balanced relationship and we have this knowledge of the roots within us, so that pure knowledge that comes from within us, that's the guru principle that's awakening within us. And when we're honest with ourselves and we trust ourselves, we trust in our own goodness, that those qualities start to develop naturally within us. So no longer do we take in these ideas that come from outside of ourselves so much. We're able to filter or discern, is this really good for me, or is this really the truth? Or am I just fascinated with this person and how they speak? Or is this just a great writer? Or am I really feeling the truth within myself? And the other thing that happens is when something is just the right decision to make, you really just feel it come up. Your kundalini just can rise up. Sometimes you feel it right up there on top and you think, that's it, that's the right thing to do in this moment. And so this is something that develops as we go. And one of the best things you can do, I'm going to harp on about this, one of the best things you can do for this area is to do the foot soaking, because this whole area is made of this water element. And the purification of the water and the salt just really purifies and just removes all of those outside influences, which may not be right for us. So things that people have said, things that we've read in books, may not be the pure knowledge. And so we have to have that discernment of knowing which is the right path. And so the other thing about being your own guru is not going to extremes. So we don't, indulge, eat too much or eat too many sweet things and then fast for a week. We try to keep that equilibrium as we go through our life. So we're not renouncing being part of this material world. We enjoy those pleasures and we enjoy eating a little bit of cake now and then, or just buying something special for a friend. So it's not so much that we renounce everything and become ascetic, because then our personality becomes dry and we go too far to the right side and it causes heat. And nor do we become overindulgent, because that can just take us down on the left side. So we want to take that boat across each time when we're meditating, and have that discipline within us. And so when we make a promise to ourselves that I'm going to foot soak or I'm going to meditate, we know that this is for our benevolence. It's for our good that we're doing that. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with our foot soak. So we're going to start with raising our Kundalini, tying a knot. And 3 knots. And then we can give ourselves the bandhan. Okay, and then at this point we can start to just give a little bit of vibration with your right hand to your foot soak bowl. So you're keeping your left hand open. You can just place your right hand over your foot soak. And then we'll place our feet into the water. And I just want to remind everyone, you don't need to have super hot water. If you're feeling kind of right-sided and overheated, you can have cooler water, but lukewarm or just slightly warm water is sufficient. Don't make it too hot. And so let's go ahead, and if you're wearing glasses, you can take them off. You won't need them. And then we're keeping our hands just placed gently in our lap. You can take your shoulders up towards your ears and roll them back and just relax. Take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose and hold. And exhale. And let's bring our attention to that full area of our tummy all the way around, and we're letting go of tension. Just let it be loose and slack, all the muscles. You can begin to breathe deeper into your belly. Notice if your breath is shallow in your lungs, you want to be breathing deeper. And take our right hand and just place it right where our navel is. Really relax your facial muscles as well. Your forehead, the space between your eyebrows. And just really slowing things down, slowing down your breath. And here we can say, Mother Kundalini, please make me the guru of myself. Let's take our right hand lower down on the left side, where the second center is, above the left hip. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. Just let all those illusions drop out. Let me experience the truth on my central nervous system. Our right hand can raise up to our stomach. So our right hand is crossing over to the left side of the upper part of our abdomen. And just notice the calming effect of that. Mother, let me experience the peace. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we'll go ahead and take our bucket and rinse our feet. Take your little pitcher of rinse water, rinse off your feet, and dry them with the towel. And then we are going to just keep that bucket off to one side and make ourselves comfortable once again with our hands upright in our lap. And we are going to listen to a talk of Shri Mataji regarding the Guru principle. So let's go ahead and just keep our hands upright in our lap as we listen to the talk.
So one must know that there must be something more we have to know. I would put it this way, that in the West, whatever knowledge we have had about science or about other things is like the knowledge of the tree which is outside. Now whatever Dr. Warren has told you is the knowledge of the roots. Now supposing if the East has learnt this knowledge from you, has tried to understand this knowledge of science, of course which is not very fruitful also, but doesn't matter. They have tried to learn this knowledge of science. Why not we try to learn the knowledge of the roots? The roots of the tree of life. Why should we not try to find out what are the roots which are to be nourished, which were neglected, and that's why we have problems. These are the roots within us, which are being described. And when these roots are understood, then only we will see that something more has to happen, that we have to feel those roots. We don't feel them on our central nervous system. We have no sensitivity at all within us. For example, now supposing a person is getting mad, he is not conscious of it, that he is getting mad. Or if he develops some disease, he doesn't become conscious of it till he gets some pain. But actually these centers are the subtle energy centers which give energy to the plexuses and look after us very well. But how to enlighten these centers? That was the big problem. How to enlighten these centers so that we start feeling our roots. For that, God Almighty, who is our Father, who is very kind and gentle, in His all care has made this beautiful thing within us. And all of them are like the milestones of our evolution. These centers are to be enlightened. And when they are to be enlightened, something has to be done. For that, in the triangular bone here is placed the energy called the Kundalini. It's a Sanskrit word meaning the coils. It is in 3.5 coils for a particular mathematical reason. A mathematician can understand 3.5 is very important coefficient. 3.5 coils, it is placed there. And this has to be awakened like a primule in a seed to enlighten all these 6 centers and ultimately enter through this center, which is the 6th one in this order, because the 7th one lies down below the Kundalini. This is the important thing that has to happen to us to become the spirit that Christ has told us, that we have to become the spirit, that we are to be born again. It is again certifying ourselves that we are born again. You do not become. Let us accept one thing. We are not going to live with myths and dishonesty. If we are going to be honest with with ourselves, it is beneficial to us. It is benevolent for us to be honest with ourselves and to realize that by giving ourselves certificates, we do not become anything. It's only a mental projection. Whether I call myself a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu makes no difference whatsoever. Whatever dress I wear or howsoever I comb my hair makes no difference to me at all. In all honesty, we have to perceive and see. To reach that absolute stage, this Kundalini has to rise. There's no other way out. So the desire of God is that you should become the citizen of His kingdom, that you should enter into His kingdom and enjoy all the fruits of His blessings, understandingly, knowingly, on your central nervous system. This is His pure desire. And if that pure desire within us rises, then we see that all other desires were useless. And they are not pure either. Because we have some desires, say for example, we want to have a car, all right, have a car. They want to have a house, have a house. We're never satisfied. In general, it is said that wants are not satiable. Because they are not wants, they are artificial wants. The real want, the real desire is this one. This energy of pure desire that says you have to unite with the divine, with the all-pervading power of God. That is our pure desire. And unless and until that desire is completed, you may do any kind of things, you may go to all kinds of things, try anything, you can never achieve it. Now, this is a living process because God is a living being. He is not empty words. He is not just something like a dead book. He is not. He is a living God. He is a living energy. And this is a living process. So it has to be spontaneous. It has to be spontaneous if it is living. For example, there's a seed and you want to sprout it. Can you order it? Can you mentally say, all right, it has now sprouted? Can you say that, all right, I'll read these mantras to you or Bible to you or do this? Will it rise? No, it won't. It's a living process. You have to place it in the Mother Earth. Spontaneously it will rise. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to imagine anything. It will rise. And that's what it is, that this Kundalini has to be awakened. In the same manner, in the living process. Now, many people are surprised that I don't charge any money. How can you charge money for love, first of all? And this love, which is so spontaneous, I don't do anything, I'm just standing before you. I'm doing nothing at all. But if that love is, say, flowing all over, and if you get this awakening because of my presence, I'm doing nothing, it's your own. Whatever is your own, this Kundalini is your own, your desire is your own, and if you achieve your realization, it's your own. What is there to charge for? To be honest, I don't do anything. There's no obligation at all. It's just a catalyst. Then you become the catalyst, then the third person becomes the catalyst. Everybody can become the catalyst, but one has to be honest and truthful. Otherwise, you cannot find truth. If you are living with myths, how can you find the truth? Now the modern Sahaja Yoga, what I call it, whatever the way I'm trying it, is a little different that people could have used before. Like they first wanted to clear chakras after chakras, everything, and then go through all kinds of penances and all that and rise the Kundalini. Because people needed this cleansing. Now, what I thought was the easiest method is somehow or other to raise the Kundalini. Somehow. Make it even a little glimpse of the light into people. Let the light coming in the lamp. Let the lamp be seen by the people themselves. When the Kundalini rises, you see, there is a flickering, say, of the light. You can see yourself what's wrong with you, which chakra is catching, where is the problem. And then it's very easy to correct.
Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Keep our attention at the top of the head. And just for a minute or so, remain completely silent. Just watching our attention. And let the message of the talk be absorbed within us. Now we'll continue to meditate along with some music. We'll try to listen from the top of our head with our attention just there in a very gentle way.
Let's stay in silence for a moment to absorb this beautiful divine music. So now we'll continue to focus on our void, and let's put our hand there. Just place our hand there to rest it there. We can close our eyes. Bring our attention deep inside where our hand is, inside this chakra, this area. See if we can feel that our Kundalini is coming to soothe, to strengthen. This chakra. This is our inner ocean. So let's feel like an ocean, that inner depth and stillness. By placing our hand here, we are directing what we call vibrations or positive energy into this chakra. We can even put our hand towards the photograph of Shri Mataji if we like, because her photograph, as we have said, is giving off very powerful and strong, pure vibrations. So we can take help from her photograph and let that come through our body and through then our right hand into this void area. And let it penetrate, let it get absorbed. Relax into feeling the comfort of these vibrations. And breathe normally. Let ourselves be open to this strengthening, this soothing. And see what you feel inside yourself. Maybe you're releasing some heat. That's good if it means our Kundalini is clearing. You might be feeling cool in this part of our body. See what you feel. As we all have now our Kundalini awakened, even though you may not be feeling it yet, just have confidence that it's happening. And let's ask our Mother Kundalini, please give me the confidence to trust my inner knowing that gets awakened in this void area. Please give me this inner knowing to know the truth within myself. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my sense of inner goodness, that I know what to do and I want to do the right thing at all times. We can also give a bandhan to our void around it. It's a big circle in the middle of our torso. So let's try that, and keeping our attention inside ourselves, see what we feel as we encircle this area with these vibrations. Again, stay relaxed, stomach especially very relaxed, and just see what you feel as you give it a bandhan. We want to steady the waters of this deep ocean within us. Okay, now let's see what we feel after doing that. Now we're going to bring our hand up through this void area. As you saw before, we want to cross this ocean of illusion. Let's just raise our hand up through the void. And we are asking our Mother Kundalini, please guide us. We have the inner wisdom to want to take your help, join forces with you to cross this ocean of illusion. Please take us there, through all the false understandings. You can do it slowly too. There's a lot of attention inside. Just like in the Western tradition, when Moses was freed and took the Israelites out of Egypt and the seas parted, this is the same thing happening within us. The seas parting and making way for us to cross through. Okay, let's see how we feel now. We can see on both our hands where the void is, circling the center of our palm. See if you feel anything there. You may not, it's fine, but in case you do, that's where we want to be checking. Now let's raise our Kundalini up our central channel, more and more strands, very slowly, all the way up to the top of our head. Just rest our fingers there. Let's do that again together. Start at the base of our spine in front of ourselves, very slowly. And be inside as you follow with your attention. Your hand is moving and your attention is coming up very slowly. Again, to the top of the head, let's put our hand there. One more time, raise our Kundalini more. The more we do this, this central channel opens more and more, and we become more able to be in the present moment. Okay, let's put our hand on top of our head, resting down on our top of our head. Take a deep breath, relax. Let's raise up our hand high as we can. Let's be there in the silence above our head. Let's change hands, our left hand above our head. see what we're feeling. Bring our hand down and just see how we're feeling. Let's raise our Kundalini now, give ourselves a bandha. We can put our hands together, thank our Kundalini for this beautiful meditation together. Go back to Vicky now.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you everybody who is helping guide us through some lovely meditations tonight. I hope that you all felt that same peace within and that you had a wonderful time meditating with us. So if I could just have a few announcements that I wanted to make. So looking ahead to tomorrow's program, we have day 11 of the 21-day program. As I said earlier, each of these following days is going to focus individually on each chakra or each energy center. And tomorrow, the topic is restoring our childlike innocence. This in particular refers to our Muladhara chakra, which really is the base and foundation of the energy centers in our solar system. So we look forward to meditating upon the qualities of innocence, joy, and wisdom. So please join us tomorrow for tomorrow's program. As a reminder also, we would like to just make sure everybody's aware that there are a bunch of resources available to you that you can access regarding the 21-day course. If you want to request a mentor to have one-on-one experiences of learning about your meditative experience and about Sahaja Yoga in general, you can sign up in the Zoom chat for the mentor program. You can also join our community in WhatsApp for daily spiritual messages, course reminders, and links to join Zoom chat. The link to join is in the Zoom chat as well. So please refer to that there. There's also a website that has a bunch of resources pertaining to all the days throughout the 21-day program. So if you wanted to check that website out, use the QR code, and this is what it looks like. So the 21-day program is there. You can join the Zoom directly on the website to the 21-day program. Today is day 10. I am my own teacher. There are recordings for previous days if in case you miss any sessions in the past and want to kind of go over what you might have missed or even revisit some meditations that you really enjoyed. You can always do that here. And there are resources available for each of the days. So all the course materials related to the meditations we did that day, the information such as today's void-centered meditation on self-mastery, all the information is there and kind of succinctly compiled for your convenience. So please feel free to check that out if that is something you want to do. Now that concludes the formal program for this evening. Now we're going to move on to the Q&A session. So there are a couple of ways for you to ask questions. One is to write the breakout room help. This would allow you to enter a breakout room within this Zoom session, and you'll be able to ask questions to a Sahaja Yoga teacher in a more private setting if that's something you're more comfortable with. You can also write the chat Q&A and ask questions that way. And we'll try our best to kind of relay that to the presenters. Or you can write to me directly and ask questions to me, and I'll try my best to relay that to the presenters as well. With that, I'd like to welcome back Kalyan, Carrie, and Linda for the sharing personal experience and question session.
So,
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Wonderful. Thank you all for such a lovely meditation session today and for the music. And let's get to some questions. So let's see what we have here. Okay. How have you experienced the quality of your being your own teacher in your life? Please give an example. Linda, do you want to give that a go?
Sure. There's so many ways. I think that the more we meditate, the more we see ourselves. And sometimes we see things that really need improvement. And because, in our journey in Sahaja Yoga, there's the transforming happens naturally, but also sometimes it needs some conscious effort. And so I feel like when I began and throughout the time that I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga, I try to see when people are responding to me in a way that maybe isn't so nice, and then I have to see, why is that? And see what I can do about it. And one example of that for me, so I feel like that's, me being my own teacher is sort of trying to learn from those experiences. And I think I'm doing it better since practicing Sahaja Yoga. And one of the things was that I used to kind of blurt things out, and really regret what I was saying. And then I would, anyway, so I really, I realized this was something I had to deal with. And I went through a period where I was really strict with myself and I just didn't say much. I mostly kept quiet. And it was very instructive because I saw all the times that I might have said something that I regretted and I didn't. I mean, it wasn't that I was completely silent. Believe me, I wasn't sort of weird, but I really did watch what I was going to say, and most of the time found that I didn't need to say some of the things that I kind of used to think I did. And I also was finally able to stop even the blurting out thing. Kind of it did go away. So that's an example, I think, of a way that I did teach myself to improve my Vishuddhi chakra, actually.
Wonderful. Thank you for that answer. Does anyone else want to add anything quickly before we move on to the next question? No, let's go on. Or we can move on. Yeah, let's see any questions here. Yeah, you saying something?
I think Kalyan wants to answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sure. No, I was just trying to increase the volume so I could hear Mickey better. Yeah, so in my experience, what I've seen is that there are a lot of situations where you have so many demands and coming in, and you become very overwhelmed, right? You have so much going on at work, and there is something else happening, and everybody wants you at the same time in different places. And such things in the past used to worry me a lot, in the sense I felt very inadequate that I was not able to do everything. And then, as part of learning this, right, I felt that it's not anyone's fault that it's happening, right? Maybe this is an experience for me to learn, right? It's not that somebody is artificially creating this situation for just to bother me or to trouble me. It's just there as part of life. Maybe there is more potential that I can realize within me, and it's also about just how I handle it, right? And I feel that these situations don't disturb me that much. I just do what I can, right? And then things take care of themselves. Certain things just magically work out, and then you also realize that, yeah, you could actually do much more than what you thought you could, right? So it's been a very, very learning experience for me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kalyan. What a wonderful answer. Carrie, do you also want
well, also what comes to mind is learning how to flow, kind of flow with things, and also giving yourself enough time is great. I think I used to think that I could do too many things in a short amount of time too. And I feel like now I prepare better, without like being overly controlling or anything. I just prepare things better. Like I get to know over time, like this is gonna take a certain amount of time to do. So I don't try to, squeeze everything in, because it kind of it affects your experience of whatever you're doing in your day. If you're always feeling like you're not, you know, coming up to snuff, or you're packing your car when you should have done it last night, that kind of thing. It gets you in a flap, and you're not smooth, and things don't flow very well. And I think when you take the time in the morning to set up your energy, and so now you're sort of you're mastering the day a little better without controlling, like you're not controlling it, but you're really more in that position where you're not in a flap, you're not rushing, you're not hectic, because all of that stuff really just like squeezes the void, that I think we can all relate to that feeling. So just I think over the years I've just decided I don't need to live like that. I can really have a better experience if I just like take it easy and just give myself more time.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, definitely can relate to that. So there are a bunch of really good questions in the chat I want to get to. So one question is how to meditate on a daily basis. Do you always use foot soaking, or do you just sit with open hands and focus on your head? Kalyan, do you want to shoot at that
Sure.
one?
Yeah, so I mean, foot soaking is a clearing technique. It's not always necessary to do that along with the meditation. So typically in the morning, we just keep our hands open, find a quiet place, and just keep our attention at the top of the head. And so we could use affirmations if you want. It really, like, whatever feels correct to you, you can do that. And as you learn more and more techniques and simple things, you will know how to use them and when to use them. But mainly meditation is about the silence, right? So it's about being able to feel that quiet within yourself, and being able to feel that absence of thoughts, right? So that's what we are striving for. And as a daily practice, I think as long as your focus is there, and see how much you are able to be in that silence, right? So that is the main thing of meditation.
Wonderful, thank you. There are a lot of good questions in the chat, so in the interest of time, I'll go one by one at all of you, just the questions, so just so they get answered. Another one that is fundamental and I think very important to understand, why does our left and right side get unbalanced? Are there specific things that make them lose balance? Linda, do you want to?
That's a great question. Well, I think that, just living presents all kinds of opportunities for going to the left and the right. And that's our natural tendency, I would say. We think we can plan things and that's going to, make them work. And we can get caught up in our feelings and negative thinking. So, it's really the gift of Sahaja Yoga to be able to with the help of the Kundalini to learn how to be in the present and to experience it and to practice it. And so that is, the reason that we try to get to that silence that Kalyan was talking about is because that's, once we can touch that, and even if it's just for a second or two or a minute, it enables us to know our balancing point and feel our center. And so then when we are confronted with whatever comes at us, whether from outside or from inside, we have the ability to be that like a tree, we can be the tree. And we can just stand and know that whatever's happening around us, as Colleen was saying, it's, we know how to be there. So it's really a kind of an ongoing challenge, and I think we do get better and better at it the more we practice, the more we meditate, that we find that we can, we see something that's, something that we might react to, and we just basically bring our attention to Sahasrara. That's really the key. And the more we meditate and we know where that is, and our Kundalini knows where that is, and we can be there, the more we can get into silence. There's many talks where Shri Mataji says, if anything happens, what do? I go silent. And then, actually, there you get the answer, because there you're in connection, and you also are not afraid, you're not nervous, you just are there. So that's really the biggest trick, and that's what we all strive to do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that answer. Okay, so I'll keep this question at K. We have all had mentors who were important to us as we began to practice Sahaja Yoga. Please tell about how a mentor helped you at some point in your journey in Sahaja
Yoga. This is a good one. I was just talking to Linda earlier about when I was really new and just checking this out. I didn't do a lot of. I did some reading. I didn't go to any special, like teachers or gurus or do yoga or anything like that. But I was interested in this mothering energy, or this mother that they were talking about in the meeting. And I was perusing in a bookstore, and I came across this book, and it was about mother and everything, and I was like excited, and I got the book, and I showed it to my mentor, my kind of one of the first people who really helped me out in outside of the meetings. And she just kind of looked at it, and she kind of smiled, and I knew right away she was going to say something, but she didn't say anything. She just said, "Oh, interesting," and she said, let's put our attention on it. And we put our attention on this book, and it didn't feel good at all. It just felt like heat, and especially in the void, this area that we were talking about just now, it's like a ring of heat. And I almost felt like a little nauseated. And she said, "Is that, does that feel wholesome? Does it feel good?" And I was like, "No." And so, but she didn't react to the book and go, "Oh, this is bad." She just said, "Let's check it out together." And that was like a really big breakthrough for me, that I could trust my inner knowing, that I could look at something, even though, there's so many things, that pull on our attention, that we can think is dazzling, or this person is saying this, or, oh, doesn't this sound fantastic? But you have to trust your gut. That's the gut that we're trusting right there, that we talk about. It's in our gut, and we have this incredible sensitivity there. If we trust it, and if we build, more, depth to our being, then the superficial, or the things that look like this, but it's really that, we don't get buffeted around by all of this stuff. We just stand firm in this knowledge that comes from that center. And so that was a real great breakthrough for me. And it was really early on that I was able to feel that, like, almost nausea from a book, It just wasn't the truth, and it wasn't the right path to go down. I would have been lost in that kind of knowledge. So
that's amazing. It really goes back to what Linda was saying, is that you can really answer all the questions that you have from within yourself when you're in that guided meditation, and you have the Kundalini above your head. All the answers are right there. So you got the answer. Yeah. Wonderful.
And there are enlightening books that give you this rush of coolness. You know, it's not about not reading books or looking at things. It's just about knowing, you know, which one is the right one.
Okay. Maybe we have time for one more question. Let's see. My face feels tense while I meditate. How can I relax my face? I think maybe we can kind of answer this in a general way where any part of our body might feel tense. How do we kind of relieve that tension during meditation? Linda, you want to answer that?
Sure. Well, I think actually we can. I think as Carrie always does in her, she started off by having us, you know, loosen our muscles. So I think even just putting attention on that relaxation is very helpful. I also did it when we were focusing on our void, is to just, you know, we don't realize how much tension we're carrying, but I think when we are sitting in meditation, we are more able to get in touch with our body and what's happening. And so with our attention, when we put our attention on our face, and we also very consciously, you know, make an effort to relax, I mean, you want to just relax. So, and often it's just because you're trying so hard, you know. So we all, I think, have different parts of our body that we either hold tension or we try too hard in, or, you know, push. So maybe it's great to come to maybe recognize, if that's what the person who asked is, realize that the tension is there. So just very, very consciously, you can massage, you know, your muscles. You can, you know, do all kinds of, you don't, you know, just whatever it takes to kind of let it all hang out. So
I might just add one thing to that too, and that is that sometimes instead of meditating, we're concentrating. And the difference is that concentration is like, you know, when you knit your brow and you're narrowly focused on this thing, you know. And meditation is letting it go, letting all of that tension go, and bringing your attention up here in a very gentle way. So you're not, notice when we're meditating and the guide asks us to close our eyes. If you're doing this, you're scrunching up your forehead, you're concentrating. And it'll get better. You know, I'm not saying that it's not working or that's a bad thing to do. Just be aware of it and see if you can start to, even if you're doing that in the session and you just put your fingers there if you can, and start to feel where that place is. That might help with the tension in the face, because I think some of it is
Elian, you have any last advice on that one?
Yeah, for me, I feel that just taking a few deep breaths helps relax the entire body, and just to feel, check out where do I feel any strain, right? Then automatically your attention goes there and it relaxes that place. So that's just a simple thing that I want to add, but absolutely agree with what Linda and Kerry have said.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, with that, I think that's a lovely place to conclude tonight's session. So thank you, Linda, Kerry, and Kalyan, for such a lovely meditation. And thank you all for joining us. If we weren't able to get to your question in this Q&A session, please feel free to join a breakout room and request to do so in the Zoom chat. There will be people there who can help answer your questions and talk about your experiences. So if that's something you want to do, please do so. And if you want to stick around for a few more minutes, we're going to play some music. You can continue to sit in meditation and continue to feel the peace of our void. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming, and wish you all a lovely night, and see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.